time to waste at all.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
All right, gentlemen, straight to our next conversation. The legal battle facing a former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, is far from over. In a new development, the Federal High Court in Abuja has admitted the former Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, and his son, Abdulaziz, to a bail of 200 million naira based on the terrorism and illegal firearms possession allegations brought against them by the Department of State Service, DSS. Both father and son are also to get 2 sureties each, who must own landed property either in Maitama or Sokoro. They are also to be remanded at Kuje prison till they meet bail requirements. Okay, let's look at the bail the bail granted, okay? But what were the things considered by the court, before granting bail to the former Attorney General of the Federation?
I've always believed that the cases, or the case in particular, is a bailable one. And the fact that this is the former Attorney General of the Federation. So self-recognizance is enough to also grant him bail.
Okay.
What is important is to stay focused on the merit of the issues that have been created, which I believe that the prosecution should do their job, because we are not meant to preempt what they are doing.
Absolutely.
So, but I feel the bill is in order. It's not out of place, but it's only that it's just a big lesson that whatever it is, whether it is 1 day, whether it's 2 days, you need to think about posterity. You need to think about what happens to you after the office. So for me, it's not out of place. It's just to say that how they will meet the requirements.
Okay.
Because it's not just that the money might be small when we are dealing with the amount we're talking about, but it's about who will stand up, who will show forth, as a guarantor or sureties as it is. But I want to believe that whoever should come up should bear in mind that you need to be sure of why you're doing what you're doing.
He talked about posterity.
Yes.
Now, what message does this send about, does the prosecution of a former AGF send, about the independence and strength of the EFCC?
Well, first, this is not the first time he granted bail. First, it was, if I recall, January this year. Yes. That was 1.5 billion naira. Yes. Remember, 500 million naira first, each. That's 1.5 billion naira. And then I think EFCC, what EFCC said at that time, that on 2 grounds, they said they rejected, they opposed the bail. Number one was that if he's needed, will he present himself? The other one was that they felt that he was going to influence the witnesses. But the court said, I think the court was, I can't remember, it was Unwite. Just Unwite that said, no, these are not powerful enough not to grant him bail, which of course they now have to hit him with such amount of money, which of course I think later he couldn't do that. Then I think it was cancelled, and then for now it reduced to 600 million naira.
I think there was a particular case where he was able to meet the bail condition, but this is another case.
But later it was okay. There's 16 count charge, 16. Yes. So if he's free from one, will he be free from the second one? And 16 of them. So it's not something we just slap him and then say go and see no more. So it's huge. So, but I hope that what the fears of the FCC will not be, I hope they are unfounded, that when he's needed, he will be, even if he leaves now, but thankfully the passports are going to be deposited at the courts and all that. But having said that, I think what the case is quite massive. When I look at the English language used to describe why they are being prosecuted, I'm going to quote the court verbatim. That is saying that they are being accused of retaining proceeds of unlawful activity and illegitimate acquisitions of assets with funds of suspicious origins. We don't know what these things are. They're not spelled out, but it's massive. So, and I think that what the EFCC and then the courts are doing now, let us know exactly, apart from, they just told us about 8-something billion naira. Can we have a list of some of these things he did and all that, so that it will serve as a deterrent to say that if you are in power, don't use your power to enrich yourself, because that's exactly what this thing looks like.
All right,
so that as you mentioned about posterity, when you are out of power, then you should go and then live in peace.
All right, gentlemen, we need to pay some bills right now, okay? And when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. This is Journalist. All right, you're welcome back, and still Journalist Hangout. If you just joined us, I still have Charles Siddell right here with us and Kaide Ladendi. So, gentlemen, before we go straight to our next conversation, is there, still talking about the former AGF, is there a risk that this case could be interpreted as political prosecution rather than a legal matter?
Sometimes people say, if there's no witch, how will you hunt? When they say witch hunt, I say, yeah, there was a witch, that's why you have a hunting.
You don't think there's a risk there?
No. What I'm saying, well, people will say it's political, but I do not think so.
There's nothing political.
I personally don't think, because
there's a legal matter.
It's legal matter. This is not the one we say, okay, media trial that we always had and all that. It's in court.
Yes.
And it is the EFCC charged with the responsibility of prosecuting people who, of course, have been found with some malfeasance and all that. That is doing this. So it's not directly the presidency will say, okay, maybe because of 2027 or what they did before, or because the man is now with ADC. No. This is entirely legal, and I think we should allow it to have its full course. Then, if he's found wanting, let him go. If he's not found wanting, then he should be discharged and acquitted. But again, as I said, it's a legal matter, and we should
let the law
take its course. That's the way I see it personally.
So,
yes.
What do you think?
I would prefer to, I may not be able to quote him verbatim, the late legal icon, Gani Fawehinmi, when opposition says that they are being witch hunted, and his response will be, he fights for the masses, his response will be, the question is, did you do it? Did you do it? Are you a witch? Did you do it? The most important thing is, even the president of a country can be prosecuted when you leave the office. The only caveat they have, and I'm supporting that caveat, is that don't do it while they are in office, because that could be a whole lot of distractions. Because anybody can file a petition against a sitting president, a sitting governor.
That's what they have immunity.
So as long as and in this case, it's even former AGF. While he's the AGF, he can also be prosecuted. So if he's the one in charge of the chief law officer, the best time to question, you understand, the best time to question is when he leaves the office. So this is totally on point. Whether it is political witch hunting, that is not our business. Our business is, did you do all these things? Of course, if I am your enemy and I know you were very mad while you were there, I'm not going to let you go. This is normal. But if you didn't do it, that's when you can come up with the word persecution. As long as it is prosecution that is taking place. Because, like I said, we don't want to preempt the court.
Yes.
But what we are seeing, if it is about the social media where people are free to talk anything, trust me, there's a lot to say. So let's leave it for the court.
For the courts
to decide.
As usually, when you're in government, he was very powerful. But what he do is that anything he does, they do investigation, put in abeyance. Whenever anybody's out of government or whatever position,
we'll bring out the files,
bring the dossier out, and begin to say, okay, this is what you did wrong, why you were there. So it was in abeyance while we were in government, even though he didn't enjoy immunity. But they kept it in the cooler. But now he's out of government, and then if he found that what he did was against the state, then why not?
Can I add that anybody in office, if you are listening to us, what it simply means that on that May 29, as you are leaving, get ready to be prosecuted if you have not done well.
If you did anything,
call to question.
Exactly.
That should be the normal thing. So do well so that you can go home in peace and rest.
Absolutely. Do well so that you can go home in peace and rest. All right, gentlemen, straight to our final conversation.